Hello everybody. I'm going to try something I've never done before, so sorry for the weird camera setup. Hi, wearing my safety glasses. Make sure you have safety glasses on. So what I did was, I've got my quick fire going here, and I'm running some, just a small little bit of glass as a test. This is just a couple of scraps that I pulled out of my bin. I found on on Etsy, this seller that sells mini branding irons. So let's see if you can see that. Can you see that? It's a little Longhorn. That whole thing from tip to tip is probably only about 1.5 inches big. It's only got a little 3-inch handle on it here. But what I'm trying to do is melt down a little nugget of glass, and then I'm gonna see if I can stamp this guy into the glass and then kind of quick cool it so that I manage to keep this impression in here. And so what I'll need to do, I'm going to check my glass real quick here, is when I get to, I don't know, maybe about 1500. I'm at about 1400 right now. When it gets to about, Alexa, off. That was my timer to check my temperature. When it gets to about 1500, I'm going to see if it's liquid enough and pliable enough that I can pull the lid off very quickly, stamp this in, and see if this works. So, totally an experiment. Never done this before. Never stamped glass. Never used one of these little branding irons. This was meant to, I think, use even just a lighter or like a butane torch to heat up and then press into your steak or something to put a little branding on it. But I thought this could be cool for glass work. I also bought a little mini State of Texas. I don't know if you can see that okay. So there he is. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. It was worth these were 15 bucks a piece. It was worth it for me to buy 2 of them to give it a try. You know, if I tried to, well shoot, now I dropped it. If I try to fire this in the full-size kiln, you know, I think it's going to be really hard to open the lid and stamp it with this tiny little handle that's on here and do enough of them with any kind of, you know, production quantity. But with this little quick fire, which is so super fast and small scale, I thought if I do one at a time, it could be something fun to do as gifts or, you know, sell at a trade show or something like that. Okay, it's getting real close here on the glass. I'm going to give it just a little bit more time. I had a fan going. I'm turning off the fan so that the air doesn't cool my glass too fast. It's a pretty day here in North Texas, but I'm out in the hot garage because I love this craft, and I'm still teaching myself. I've really only been doing this for about a year, and I would say pretty much everything I'm doing is still experimental at this point. I'm teaching myself, looking at videos, reading books, and then lots of trial and error and just testing. Okay, I think this might be my opportunity. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lift this lid off. Got a kiln shelf here because this is 1500 degrees. I got a kiln shelf. I'm gonna set it down on the shelf, stamp this real quickly, I think, and then put this lid back on and start to kind of crash cool it just a little bit. So, I don't know, guys. Wish me luck. 3, 2, 1. Now my glass is stuck. I did not anticipate that. Let's see if I can get this guy out of here. Come on. Come on. All right, I'm going to turn the kiln off. That didn't go quite as planned because I couldn't get that glass. I think I pressed down too high. So here's the other thing. You know, this is why we test, but it was a couple of layers. I killed the heat, but now I'm going to open this up to let it vent a little bit. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 layers thick. So see, that was a really thick piece of glass. I think if I only did, well, certainly just one, but if I only did 2 layers, that would be easier. I think I pressed down too far and his tiny little horns got caught in there, and then that's why you saw me struggle with that a little bit. Thankfully, I had the other branding iron here that I was able to use that, because you really can't touch that glass, and I've got these gloves and they're very heat resistant, but not that much so. Okay, well, hang on just a second. We'll come back and I'll show you what the finished product looked like. We'll see how this test went. Thanks. Okay, here it is. This is the final piece. Now, if you're a true Longhorns fan, I realize the orange is not burnt orange. And this was really just a test with some scrap glass that I had, but I am pretty encouraged by the results. You saw that I struggled a little bit when I first stamped it because it kind of stuck into the glass, and here's why. Again, it was 4 layers, which is more glass than I think is necessary. I'm just playing around here. And with that, you know, the tiny little horns on here and how thin they were, that was the portion that got stuck. But you can kind of see where the impression is, what that looks like a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty excited about this. So I think using different glass, mostly transparent, I think is gonna give a really neat effect. And using less glass, I think that I could make some neat little nuggets here. Now this could be, have a magnet glued to the back and could be a magnet. It's not enough glass to be a paperweight, which I think is maybe what my original thought pattern was. But it could certainly have, I don't know, it's a little big as a piece of jewelry, but you could glue a bail to it. I'm also thinking I could glue a keychain holder to it, perhaps. I'm not the best at drilling holes in glass yet that would be that precise to wire something through there, but you could also embed some wire when you fire it and then have a little holder attached to it. But there you go. I'm thinking that this impression looks pretty good in here, and I'm going to keep experimenting and doing more. But my steel branding iron seems to be something I can play around with some more and get some neat little products. Thanks for watching.